Ice Valley.
Hey Gary, how's it going? Sorry about the slight delay. Let's just say the program that I'm using didn't want to cooperate at first. And even then you can tell it's sort of waking up. If that's the right way you want to call it. But everything appears to be going relatively well now. It just needs to warm itself. Which is ironic because I'm in Pandrena Drifts. Maybe it just needs to cool down. Maybe it's getting a little too hot for its own good. Ah, right. I completely forgot about that. Wow, it is... It's having a bit of difficulty loading everything. I mean, you can tell once it loads everything properly, it's working just fine. It's just about 60 FPS right now. It looks really good, too. Look at that. Look at the nice water effects. I mean, obviously they're fake reflections. They're not lining up with the environment properly, but still a nice touch compared to the original. Especially for something that people weren't even expecting. This just came out of nowhere. So it's not like people can have hefty expectations, you know? For the standards of the Nintendo Switch hardware, I'd say it looks damn good. In fact, there are Pokemon fanatics that claim that Violet and Scarlet was held back by the Switch. I don't necessarily think that's the case, because even the other Pokemon games on the Switch hold up far better than it does. But this game, though, I think you could legitimately make an argument for being held back by the Switch. Because I think they did about as good as they could. Scatter Bamboo, pulsing tendrils of energy extend from creature's body. Indeed. You gotta go into Morph Ball mode and hope you can slip past it. Which, I can't always. Okay, that's just great. It may have gone forward unexpectedly. Anyway, yeah, you can tell that it has some difficulty loading things in for the first time, and then once it does, it's fine. Oh, these things. I have a lot of fun with these things. Baby Sheegoth, Glacial Predator. Ice shell protects vulnerable dorsal area. Young Sheegoths grow a resilient shell of ice on their backs, which serves to protect a layer of vulnerable flesh. Yeah, it gets a little grisly, but they kind of had it coming for attacking me. If they hadn't attacked me first, I wouldn't be having to do this. Also, is it just me, or do they kind of seem reminiscent of the Pinkies from Doom 3? They're probably based off of something similar. But it's just funny how similar the designs are. And if I'm not mistaken, Metroid Prime came out first. So if one was inspired by the other, you'd probably say the Pinkies were inspired by the Sheegoths. Which, there would actually be a precedent for, considering they look nothing like the Pinkies from classic Doom. So who knows, maybe someone did play Metroid Prime and thought, hey, that would be a cool looking design for our Pinkies. But anyway. Kind of funny how they weren't even originally called Pinkies, they were just called Demons. But that's kind of funny because, I mean, they're all demons, so why did you give them the nickname Demon specifically? Pinky just made more sense. Even if technically Barons were pink too. But at least that's more specific than just Demon. But I'm going off on a tangent, aren't I? They look like the Pinkies from Doom 3 is what I'm saying. And the much better looking graphics even drives that home even further. Also, these things are annoying. Ice Burrower. They just hide in the ground until they're ready to spit at you. Luckily, you can just keep them in your sights and then shoot them the second they show themselves. They think they're clever. But they're not. This enemy was practically made for the lock-on system because they would be a lot more annoying if you didn't have that. Nice looking ice structure. You can actually see the specular and everything. I know I shouldn't be impressed by something minute like that. Even the GameCube had specular highlights. I think even the N64 to some degree had specular highlights. But it just looks that much better here. The extra texture detail really makes it pop, you know? And I'm pretty sure there's normal mapping here too. Why do I get the feeling I'm getting the wave beam next? It's been a little while since I played Metroid Prime, so I don't quite remember all the order of events. If I get the boost ball first, or if I get the... looks like I am getting the wave beam next. At least if that's any indication. Which means I better be very conservative with my missiles. Because if I remember correctly, the boss that you have to get through in order to get to the wave beam basically requires missiles in order to kill. So if you blow it, I don't know specifically, but it makes the boss fight really hard to win. Because I don't think your beam works on it. Even the charge beam. Again, maybe I'm remembering wrong, but I remember missiles being extremely important to that fight. Once you get to the actual boss fight part of it. Because there will be some mooks between you and the boss. But yeah. Since that requires a wave beam, that means I have to go down here. Darn it. There goes one of my missiles already. Ow. Those are hard to incidentally... Well, actually, I take that back. It's probably far harder to plan to get through those unscathed. Oh. I guess I am getting the boost ball first. I wasn't sure. If I remember correctly, you get the boost ball and then you gotta go back and get the space jump. Which is nothing like the space jump of the 2D games, but I guess they didn't want you to have infinite jumps because it might break something. Because unlike 2D, it's a lot harder to rein you in with 3D graphics. Although they could have just resorted to invisible walls over the skybox, but I guess they didn't want to do that. Oh well. One thing's for sure, they look a lot more grisly in this version, don't they? You can actually see the flesh a lot more clearly, especially on their backs. Look at that. I mean, yeah, the original looked like that too, but it definitely looks more grisly here. I don't want to say gory, but it definitely looks more raw, you know, like you're shooting into raw flesh. Nintendo's games are usually on the more family-friendly side of things, with very few exceptions. I've always considered Metroid Prime one of their more mature themed games. Obviously, they're never M-rated, but they're more like T-rated, which is still more than they're typically. If that makes any sense. What do we have here? Platform realignment successful. And at least this is one game that they are still interested in doing in a realistic sense. Even if sometimes, like... that's Metroid Prime rib beat. Funny. Anyway. Even if sometimes, like Federation Force, they do give it, like, chibi graphics or cartoony, like in Zero Mission, I think Metroid should mostly be realistic, because most of their franchises are already cartoony, let's be real. You got Pokemon, Mario... Zelda has been cartoony for the most part, except for Twilight Princess. That's the last time they experimented with making Zelda realistic. Boost ball acquired. While in Morph Ball mode, press and hold the B button to charge the ball. Release after charging to get a speed boost. Cool. But yeah. Very little of Nintendo's main franchises are still in a realistic manner. They're mostly cartoony. That's why I think Metroid should definitely remain mostly realistic. Maybe occasionally you can, well, at least especially for the comic book style, the Zero Mission and the Samus return cutscenes had. I can see that, but mainly it should be more realistic and atmospheric. Hey, Gamma. But that's just me. So let's see. Right. No. I've decided to temporarily overwrite it because of this. Because if you didn't notice, Metroid Prime Remastered basically came upon us unexpectedly. Don't worry, I do plan to go back to it once I'm done. Unless Hollow Knight Silksong comes out between then. Hey, Diego. No offense to the Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, but if Hollow Knight Silksong comes out, it's definitely getting top priority, just like this is. I'm just a fan of Metroid, you know? Don't worry, Hulk isn't going anywhere. He'll be back. But I gotta have priorities. And Metroid is my priority. I don't know if you know this based on the fact that my username used to be Metroid Junkie and I still incorporate a Metroid into my avatar until Nintendo forces me to stop it. But I'm a huge fan of Metroid. And the Metroid Prime series especially, so I think you can understand why I would jump at this. At least I hope so. In fact, this is probably one of those games that I'd want to live stream immediately, even if I thought literally nobody would watch it. Just because I want to. Definitely looks really good, doesn't it? Even if it doesn't play perfectly on my setup, it looks really damn good. Here we go. This is where the big moment comes. Let's see how this looks on the Switch. Yeah, it wasn't really that big of a thing. It was pretty much just Ridley wandering across the place, but hey, still pretty cool. Also, it's kind of funny how the only thing that I don't have from the beginning is the grapple beam, and that isn't really combat orientated. So the first part of the game is just getting your stuff back, which you do almost immediately. Once you get the Various suit back, you basically got all of your combat abilities back. And it definitely makes you appreciate it a lot more. Because when you don't have the charge beam, you feel it. At least in my opinion. Not only because it's good firepower and it's free, but because it actually draws power-ups towards you. And in a 3D game especially, not having to go to each power-up if it's out of the way is insanely useful. Oh yeah. I also dropped the resolution a bit. It's no longer 2 times, it's basically what the Switch would do natively, so maybe that'll help stop it from crashing. Maybe it'll make it use less RAM or something. It doesn't look nearly as sharp, you can see some aliasing there, but I think it's good enough. Wonder how good it would run in docked mode. I've been doing it in handheld mode just so it would have better performance, but maybe I could get away with docked mode. You know, just 1x resolution scaling. Because it does look better. Kinda. I mean, this is docked. This is handheld. You can see that it's less aliased. It's more clear. But I don't know if there would be a big enough performance draw. I guess we'll have to see on that. See, it's like 55 and then... Actually, it's all over the place either way, so for now I think I'll go for docked. 1x resolution scale and docked still looks pretty good. You gotta love that music. Too bad the loading is interrupting it a bit. I love the Magmore Caverns music, and I think it's the Lower Norfair music in Super Metroid remixed. Really good. I love that rawness to this music. It really accentuates the danger here. Because it's a place full of magma, full of molten hot rock that can melt through you in an instant. Maybe not an instant, but you know what I mean. It's a very dangerous place. And the music sort of reflects that, I think. Very dangerous. reflects just what kind of environment you're in for. Very harsh and unforgiving. This is definitely harsh and unforgiving. You better be prepared for a fight. It's obviously nowhere near as hard as something like Metroid Dread, but it's not a day in the park either. Metroid Dread was definitely the hardest of the Metroid games, especially Ravenbeak and then Experiment. This can make you sweat, though, both metaphorically and quite literally. Guess the good thing Samus has that comfortable Varia suit, huh? I have a theory that she has giant fans inside those shoulder pads, because that would explain everything, wouldn't it? She just uses giant fans inside of her shoulders to cool down. I mean, look at those things. Those are big. You could probably fit some fans in there. That's how she stays cool. The ultimate cooling system. It's probably more complicated than that. There's probably some very complicated tech in there, but I'm just imagining giant-ass turbine fans inside of them. Admit it, that's funny. I think the Dark Suit from Metroid Prime 2 even had something like that. I know the Hazard Suit on Metroid Prime 3 straight up had them be giant cubes, which is kind of funny. It's almost like they were trying to challenge themselves to make her shoulders look as ridiculous as possible, and it's great. How big can we make her shoulder pads? Her shoulder pads are like swords in an anime. You gotta make it as big as possible. As you can tell, it's... Ah, crap. Damn thing. I just want to get revenge. There you go. Yeah, like an 80s suit. It's too bad the boost ball doesn't do anything. Wouldn't that be cool if the boost ball just broke you right out of their grip? And since you don't get it until after you face them already, I think it would be a pretty nice, satisfying feeling. Like now all of a sudden they're nothing to you. You can just break out of their grip by boosting. But for some reason boosting doesn't work. I guess they wanted them to at least feel somewhat challenging, somewhat intimidating still. They didn't want them to be completely stripped of their power just yet. Indeed. If I remember correctly, I think that stalagmite might be where one of the artifacts is. Of course, I need a super missile, so I can't get to it just yet. Or it might be in the other room, I don't know. All these stalagmites look the same. I'm assuming nobody is going to get insulted by that if I say that stalagmites tend to look the same. In fact, this one might be it, actually. It's much thicker. You can tell it's much more important. Okay, we get it. Your puffers are very nice and all, but I was hoping to take a look at that big, fat pillar. Or stalagmite, or whatever I call it. What even is that? That must be some kind of detail that they decided to add for the hell of it. Looks like metal plating, I think. Maybe it's a light system? You know, I'm going to try what I did last time. I'm going to alternate between the charge beam and the missile. Because I noticed that if you just fired a missile, you don't have to wait as long to charge up the beam. You can actually switch between that, and it's a lot faster. Almost like a speedy way to kill something that's really tough. That isn't necessarily up to the level of a boss, though.
Recorded to logbook.
Frisbee, subvolcanic carry-on feeder. Carapace can be breached by missiles. Okay, cool. Good to know that. Now give it to me. Damn, jets of fire. Let me see. hovering in the 30s to 40s right now, but if I went to handheld mode, it's about the same, really. Maybe it's more consistently going to the 40s, but not a huge leap. If I'm going to be honest, I'm getting sick of this. Really sick of this. I thought I had everything understood. I thought I had everything working properly. And then some shit like this happens again. It's honestly draining. I mean, the remaster itself is great. I'm really getting into the zone, but then it all just screws up, you know? And it takes so freaking long to recover from it.
Lava caves.
And it kind of just sours the whole thing, you know? Really is a damn shame. Yeah, Windows, I could not possibly care less that you need some updates. You can literally do that at any time you want. You don't need to do it now. Honestly. Really is a shame. But it's working perfectly. I've been loving this. You can tell it both captures the charm of Metroid Prime without a doubt. I mean, when I'm playing it, I don't feel anything but Metroid Prime. And I guess you can say that's both a good thing and potentially a bad thing because they don't really change it up gameplay-wise, but on the other hand, it just feels right. It has a very much Metroid Prime Trilogy feel to it, but with a brand new graphics engine. This is how I feel a remake should be. Maybe with some more improvements here and there. But it's far better than just ruining what made it special, you know? Just drifting so far away from it that you just ruin the point. And besides, it's only 40 bucks. So it's 2/3 the price of a regular retail game. And that's of a $60 retail game, not $70. So, not too bad. Especially considering I think Skyward Sword HD was a full 60. And it was far less improved than this was. Not even close. What the? There, morph ball hole around here? Ah. Oh wait, never mind. That's weird. Can't seem to see where I'm going here. No, let's just go back. Let's go over here. Nope, wrong again. Ah, Vegsy. Hopefully. Ah, this must be it. Actually, I wonder what the button is for that. Maybe I should check it real quick. Oh well. Yeah, I should check to see what that is. Right. You need to have it like that. Oh, look at that. Where I faced the Hive Mecha. I think that's what it's called. Cool stuff. Fun going back into old areas again. It's almost a renewed perception. Because now things are just ever so slightly different than before. Mostly you. You're much more powerful than before. That's the satisfying part about it. I must not have been over there yet because there is a missile door. Yeah, I must have been going straight for the next upgrade after upgrade. There we go. Oh, look at that. Map. I probably should have gotten that earlier. Oops. You have downloaded the map for this area. Neat. It doesn't really tell me much because I have more or less all of it correlated already. I have all of it consolidated, I should say. Huh, what do we have here? I wonder. Oh, cool. Another missile tank. Can't get enough of those. No siree. Funny because some of these you almost can't tell if it's a passageway or just an extra detail. Not that that's a bad thing necessarily. Nice. Weakness. Hey, little weirdos. They were blocking my shot. Leave me alone, you giant freaks. Oh, look at that. That's one nice thing about backtracking. You can go back with your newer abilities and just see what you can get. Nice. Oh. I guess not entirely. I can't go this way. I wonder if there's another way I can go then. Apparently some people took issue with this. An ornate wall hanging with a highly reflective surface. It does not appear important. Yeah, Samus's reflection no longer appears in here. I don't think it's that big of a deal though. Because it was basically extremely low res to begin with. And they would probably have to program in something beyond the norm to make it reflect Samus. Oh, I see. Structural weakness detected in stand block stone. Okay, that doesn't work. Actually, you know what? You just do it like this. Why overcomplicate things? Oops. Or get stuck in things. That's how you do it. Yeah, catch on eventually. Even if it's a simple puzzle, it's pretty satisfying to figure out. Especially when you get more missiles. Even after you get the charge beam, the missiles continue to be insanely helpful. I better save because I'm paranoid. This game has given me plenty of reason to be paranoid, to be fair. Or I should say, my way of playing the game has made me paranoid. Very nice. Did I scan that already? Yeah, I did. I'm losing track here. Anyway, moving on. If I take too long, the game will assume I'm lost and try to direct me. I don't need directing, I know exactly where I'm going. I have to get the space jump, and then I'll have twice the jumping. Oh, that's real nice, isn't it? Isn't that just real pretty? That was real ugly. The good, the bad, and the beetle. Now leave me alone, I'm trying to figure this out. Cannot be reached from this room. Oh, okay. This door can only be opened from the other side. That's nice of the game to tell me that. So you can sort of tell right here. Oh, I see. Had I gone from this direction, I might have been able to get to there, but I didn't know how. Maybe I gotta go back later. Oh well. No big deal. No big deal, guys. Relax. Oh, that's confused. It doesn't know where to go. There we go. Yeah, it's almost like there are doors that just can't be opened from one side. The funny thing is this came out before even Demon Souls, so maybe you can say Dark Souls ripped off Metroid. I think the first Metroid Prime came out in 2002. So, you know. Then again, much like Dark Souls, you are going into the ruins of an old, I want to say civilization, yeah, not kingdom. Because I don't think the Chozo operated on a kingdom, but it was definitely a civilization. Worst and best USA state. Well, I don't know about the best, but I'd say the worst is a toss-up between California and New York. Let's be real. People managing New York and California, they've made it very unappealing places to stay. Both in terms of quality and just the infrastructure. It's basically hostile to anyone who wants to be there, if you know what I mean. Just saying. If you're from California or New York, of course, I don't have any problems with you. Mostly just the states themselves. There's a lot of good people there. Sadly, I wouldn't say the good people are necessarily the ones in charge. I don't know. I don't know about best state. I would have to really think about it. Well, what would you say is the best state? Anywho. Check this out. It's the starting area. Beautiful, isn't it? And there's a reason for that. Remember what I said about the space jump? Well, here it is. Space jump boots. And that's nice. I mean, if you want to live in a state that isn't so much hospitable to life, considering it's mostly icy. In fact, I think the residents of Alaska are pretty much all in one very tight space. But, hey, if that's what floats your boat. Space jump boots acquired. Definitely not the worst state out there, like I said. California, New York. Those two have really dropped the ball. That's all I'm gonna say. Anything else in here? I don't think there's anything else in here. This is literally an area that was made just for the space boots. At least I think so. I think there might have been another area in this. I don't remember. Oh well, it doesn't matter now anyway, even if there is another area. It won't matter to me. I won't have the equipment to properly do it anyway. It's good to be back at our ship, you know? Back to basics. Yeah, get jiggy with it. Huh. Cool. Check this out. Yet another missile expansion. I probably could have gotten it sooner had I backtracked immediately, but better late than never, you know? Let's go back in there. Just because. I'm a save scummer. Say, does my microphone sound off to you? At all? I'm just curious. Because a certain someone we know said that it sounded off. Ooh, look at that, they restored it. Unfortunately, in Metroid Prime Trilogy, I think it might have had to do with the Morph Ball jump or something, but they turned off the water physics, which is a real shame. Looks like they brought it back. Look at that. The water actually ripples when you shoot into it, and it's not a normal map either. You can tell at an extreme angle it still looks good. It's amazing. Let's see if you can shift the water. Ooh, I think you can. Man, that looks good. Underwater especially looks good. I'm sorry, I just have to gush. Doesn't that just look pretty? Sorry that I'm not making any progress because I'm gushing over the water, but hey, looks good. At least I think so. Only a shame you can't see the water falling into it. I mean, you sort of can, but it just has that generic rain droplets hitting a surface kind of thing. It doesn't seem like it's splashing against the water. But you can't have everything. And it does nicely have water droplets against her arm cannon if you're paying attention. How is she swimming in all that armor? Well, her armor is lighter than it looks. I mean, it's still very bulky. You can tell because she doesn't move very fast underwater until she gets the gravity suit, but it's lighter than it looks. Anything she's able to move around at all in it, it's like part of her. Metroid Fusion actually establishes that the suit is basically bonded to her skin. They had to basically rip sections off of it to try to save her from the X-Parasite at the beginning of Fusion. True story. So yeah, I think it's supposed to be lightweight. I mean, this is an advanced race of bird people, so I would imagine coming up with light armor is not beyond their capability, if you know what I mean. I would imagine they could do it. Is there anything I've forgotten to scan yet? I think I've got just about everything. Yeah, these things basically explode. I'll show it. See? Basically explodey fruit. They took extreme measures to try to preserve themselves because they kept getting eaten by wildlife. Which is kind of funny because most fruit makes itself appealing to wildlife on purpose. That way it spreads around the seeds. Because it isn't supposed to be the fruit that the plant is trying to preserve, it's supposed to be the roots and everything else. The fruit is enticing on purpose. That's the part that they want to be eaten. It's a symbiotic relationship because when the animals are done with the fruit, they get rid of the seeds. Or they just expel the seeds. And then the seeds are left to grow into new plants. Fun fact. But for some reason, the plants here, well, it's actually based on real life to some extent because peppers try not to get eaten too. Which is kind of funny because some people eat fruit, some people eat peppers specifically because it's spicy. So we're taking the defense mechanism and we're laughing at it because we get enjoyment out of it. Yeah, you can see the Chozo left behind a lot of stuff. Okay, I thought there was another thing to scan. Guess not. Oh well. Well, you know, whatever, it's no big deal. Yeah, you need the grapple beam for that. This grapple point is too far away to use. Even if it wasn't too far away, I wouldn't be able to use it anyway because I don't have the grapple beam. So, you know. This damn thing. Wow, did it just home in on it? That's impressive. Nice. It actually homed in on the damn thing. Yeah, how do you like that? I blasted your ass, bitch. Sorry, had to. Yeah, I'm not getting up there, not even with a double jump. I may feel a little cocky with the double jump, but even that isn't enough to get up there. Then again, there's probably some kind of trick that you could do. Like if you could use the environment to give yourself a boost, like slide across something, you could probably make it. You're not supposed to make it. It's not the intended path, if you know what I mean. You're supposed to go the other way around. That's right, cheetah! Tricks him. You know what? Catch it. Catch it with your teeth. No, my modeling career! Yep, you're not the only one who's seen that. Huh. Now they're showing up. They must be in leagues with the bees. How much are the bees paying you? I'll give you twice the honey. And 3 times the nectar. Because I'm a shrewd businessman. Or something. Don't even know where I was going with that, but whatever. I wonder if Metroid Prime has that thing that more modern Metroid games have. Where it tells you which rooms have an expansion in them still. Like Metroid Dread will actually flash at a point that has an expansion in it somewhere. Dumbest moment in DBZ. That's actually a good question. Well, I mean, narratively, or just you can't believe Toriyama wrote that? Because I feel those are 2 different things. If we're talking narratively speaking, that's a little easier for me to decide. Actually, I might have a contender for both of them, really. Dumbest lore-wise would probably be Goku just saying to Gohan, "Go fight Cell for me," and then giving him a senzu bean. Because it's clear that he didn't understand his own kid. What? Gohan is potentially as strong as Cell, but he doesn't want to fight. What are you talking about? He's Saiyan. He's half Saiyan. But Saiyans love to fight. Trunks doesn't want to fight. Go get him, son. Seriously, the only thing on his mind was whether or not Gohan was physically capable of beating Cell, not whether or not he wanted to beat Cell. Not whether or not he had the willpower to beat Cell, you know? Well, to be fair, he did spend a good amount of time with Gohan. Like the first 4 years of his life, he was there. And then with the 3 years for the androids, he was there. And then he spent the year with him in the time chamber, so... I mean, he spent a good amount of time with him. That's what, 8 years out of his 11-year-old life, so... not too bad. Oh wait, I think he was like 9? I want to say 9 during the Cell games, so yeah, that's most of his life. The only time he wasn't there was like a year because he was dead. And then of course, for Namek, he wasn't there until the last minute, until he decided to go there on his own. And then of course, there was a short time after Namek that he didn't want to come back because he was training with the Yadrats? Yeah, that's what they're called. He wanted to train with them, so he wasn't there for that, but... or at least most of Gohan's life he was there, so you could say that. Anyway. These metal gates block entry to the center of the room. Darn. Just breaking them isn't gonna work. Why can't I just break everything? Because this isn't Doom 2016. Good point. I guess he wasn't there when it mattered to the plot. Maybe. But you know, they say the hero has to show up at the last second. You know what, I'm gonna just check something real quick. I want to see what all the controls are. Because I'm pretty sure I have the I can do the morph ball bomb. Oh, the morph ball jump, I mean. I just don't remember what buttons I would have to press. Okay. Maybe it's that. Let's find out. Okay, that's just the morph. That's the boost ball. What is the button for that? I'm not sure. Of course. I'm not going to tell you all of them, because why would we do that? Oh, view controls. Now what was X? Sorry, just bear with me a second. I have the controls completely different. That's strange. Okay, I think I got it. Oh, here we go. Jump. Toggle morph ball. Forget it. Maybe that's the button. Oh, it is the button. Cool. I should probably change that to be more convenient. Neat. That's 1 out of 3. And of course, you really have to master morph ball bomb jumping for that. I mean, technically I didn't even need to jump, because you can double jump with the morph ball bombs, but this makes it easier. There we go. I did all that just for a missile tank. Hey, still pretty good. Missile tanks are pretty good. Things you liked and disliked about JoJo Part 6. Oh jeez, I'm getting into spoiler territory if I go into the thing that I really disliked about it. Is everyone cool if I spoil JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6 Stone Ocean? Tell you what, if you don't want to be spoiled for Stone Ocean JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6, mute it now, and when you see me fire the beam, then you can unmute. What I dislike the most about Stone Ocean is that Jotaro's sacrifice literally amounted to nothing. If you think about it, because Jolene ended up getting killed anyway. If he had just gone straight for Poochie, he would have saved everyone but Jolene. And then Poochie would be gone. What I'm saying is, Jotaro basically died for nothing ultimately. It made his sacrifice feel cheap in my opinion. That's what I dislike the most about it. Okay. You may now unmute. I'm firing the beam, that means the spoilers are over. That's what I disliked about it. As for what I liked about it, I guess Poochie and Jolene are good characters. But maybe that's a bit of a spoiler too. Yeah, not anywhere near as much of one. And I just turned around by accident. But yeah, that's what I disliked about it. I guess it doesn't really matter because there's basically an alternate version of them. Yeah, you might say that. Shonen protagonist. Like I said, it's not that he sacrificed himself that I'm annoyed at, obviously. It's just the fact that it felt like it didn't matter to the plot. It felt like it happened for nothing. And I gave a spoiler warning and then I proceeded to spoil it again. Sorry about that. But yeah, at least I didn't spoil all of it. Part of it that I... Moving on. I actually think overall of the first 6 parts, my favorite is part 5. I think it has a good balance of elements from part 4 and 3. Not to mention the mafioso theme is pretty badass. Not to mention, it even manages to get a villain that's sort of like both Kira and Dio, if you think about it. And that he's very cautious and he wants to hide himself, but at the same time he's overwhelmingly powerful, like Dio. Where stands in JoJo? That's a good question. I'm really not sure, honestly, because most of them are interesting to some extent. Like, the ones that you would traditionally consider the worst, they at least did something different, you know? Like, I don't remember what it was called, that electric socket by that girl, Maria, I think her name was. That affected both Joseph and Abdal. You could say that's the worst because it's not really combat-orientated, but it led to a lot of good laughs. And it still managed to be tense when they nearly died. But then they turned it around on her. It was a good stand. Honestly, I'm not sure. I'd have to think about it. One of those things where I can't really come up with an answer right away. Maybe. A cheap trick, and narratively speaking, it's a bad stand. You wouldn't want to be stuck with it, but in terms of the viewer, it was an interesting concept, a parasitic stand. And the funny thing is, it didn't override your stand. It was like an extra stand on top of it. I don't know, I thought it was interesting. But yeah, Radio Tower might be one of the weaker ones, technically. Even if it was still interesting, I can't really think of any stands that I personally hated, you know? Maybe ones that were less memorable. Or even ones that almost felt cheap. And not cheap in a cheap trick way. Gotta think about that. Well, maybe Ebony Devil wasn't the best. I mean, it had the concept of the more hatred I have towards you, the stronger my stand will be in theory, but it didn't seem like that actually mattered to the stand itself. Like, what did his hatred actually do? Maybe. It was more or less the last minute power-up, because I guess maybe Araki realized he wrote them into a corner. I mean, what else? How else were they going to beat Diablo? Were they going to pull a part 3 where Giorno says, "Wait a minute, your stand is the same as Golden Experience Requiem, and now I can skip time too"? That probably would have been even more stupid. At least with Star Platinum, there was some build-up towards that. I'm not sure how they... I think, yeah, that was the whole idea. They were trying to... I think Araki was trying to go for a BFG kind of stand power-up. Even though, really, Diablo didn't really need it. I don't know why Diablo was so invested in it. For overall plot points, that was probably one of the weaker ones, if you think about it, because Diablo was strong enough to kill all of them easily. At least relatively speaking. Obviously, if they're all together, he might have some trouble. But it seemed like he was more than capable without the arrow, so why is it that during the final conflict he was just obsessed with getting that? If he was just trying to kill them instead, he probably would have had a much easier time. I'm just saying. But for some reason he was just fixated on the arrow. The only way that I can think of that would make any sense is if he was trying to just prevent it from being used against him. Man, I actually thought of what King Crimson Requiem would actually be, too, but I forgot what I came up with. I'm just forgetful. Now, when you ask me things like that, for some reason, I just draw a blank. I do remember having some kind of... Well, Requiem would obviously... Requiem for Epitat would be easy enough. It would just be able to see hours or even days into the future. And it would probably show a clearer picture. Basically, it would be the OP kind of forewarning. maybe the skip would also be the same, where he could skip for days at a time, maybe even physically interact like Dio's time stop, but I could definitely imagine a King Crimson Requiem having the ability to see however long he wants into the future, and it's as clear an image as he wants to. It's none of that open to interpretation crap, you know? It would legitimately be everything is there. You can see everything there ever is. Maybe Diablo just stands outside of time. Like, he can see everything that's ever going to happen. That would be a way to make it extremely overpowered. But not even necessarily more overpowered than Golden Experience Requiem. Because that wouldn't necessarily give him the ability to do anything. Golden Experience Requiem just basically said everything never happened. Dio's King Crimson Requiem would be more like, I know everything that's going to happen, and I may or may not be able to change my fate. Well, in his case, he would more than be capable of it, but, you know, it wouldn't make him a god. He would just have the foresight of a god, if that makes any sense. He may as well be standing outside of time. He'd be omniscient. Like, if you think about it, Golden Experience Requiem is basically omnipotent, so it makes sense that King Crimson Requiem would be omniscient, all-knowing. Past, present, and future. Everything that's going to happen, everything that is happening, and everything that has happened, he'll know about it. Main protagonist? Oh, that's easy. Joseph. Like, even if we were just talking about the parts that they debut in, though we don't count Jotaro for part 4, we don't count Joseph for part 3, and all that good stuff, I would still say Joseph overall. He's snarky and lovable. How can you hate him? Sure, they may not have technically had stands yet, even though Araki tried to do the retcon thing and said, oh, well, he always had Purple Hermit. Even though I don't think that really makes any sense, especially with some of the other types of medium. But, yeah, Joseph's still my favorite. You gotta respect Joseph. Even though Jonathan is obviously the most important because he set everything into motion, Joseph gave it personality. In a way that I don't think any of the other protagonists necessarily do. I mean, I think Jotaro was often outplayed in his own part, at least in terms of personality. If you notice, Jotaro's time to shine was mostly in fights. When it came to actual character interactions, Joseph and Polnareff were pretty much in charge of that because of how lambastic they were. They just stole the show. Yeah, maybe in some limited capacity. If you notice in parts 1 and 2, Hamon was basically just it literally does everything you want it to. It was like a plot device. Apparently the reason why Araki dropped it was because he didn't want protagonists to have to keep relearning it. But if you think about it, it was also kind of OP. In that it basically just did whatever you wanted it to conveniently. Like, can you imagine if part 3 Joseph's Hamon was as powerful as in parts 1 and 2? He could walk up walls and shit like that. Even Dio might have trouble with that. If it was part 1 and 2 Hamon, Dio might actually have trouble there. But since it was basically relegated to just an electrical field for vampires, it became obsolete. So yeah. Although I think part 7 had its own twist on Hamon with some kind of spin thing that paid homage to Hamon, but I don't remember entirely well. It's fuzzy. There was some kind of spinning thing that they did as a reference to Hamon, on top of their stands, of course. But either way. Can you imagine, though, if Josuke had Hamon? Part 7 is the best JoJo part, in my opinion. I haven't really read it yet. I do know that, apparently, the main bad guy, Valentine, has a super overpowered dimensional ability, but that's about it. That's about all I know. And that you've got a counterpart in Dio that makes people into dinosaurs, apparently. Which is kind of funny. But yeah, can you imagine if Josuke had like, Part 1 or Part 2 Hamon, where it could just mend broken bones, Josuke would be even more ridiculously overpowered, because he'd be able to heal himself, and then just use Crazy Diamond to heal everyone else. That's the whole reason why Crazy Diamond isn't extremely overpowered, because he can't use it on himself. He can heal everyone else, and he can use it strategically to repair things to get the drop on his opponent, but if he gets hurt, there's still tension. He could still be screwed. But if he had Hamon, it could mend things on himself. That would be almost Requiem levels of broken. I say almost. Not quite. But yes, Part 7 is most likely going to be animated eventually. I can't imagine it wouldn't be. I mean, Part 6 got animated. They'll probably animate Part 7. Maybe by then, Araki will have actually finished Part 8, and then it could be animated. Who knows? Guess I'm not jumping up there from there. Guess I'll have to actually go up there, won't I? Ah, phooey. What would be the healing capabilities of Crazy Diamond Requiem? Well, I think that it wouldn't necessarily be limited to healing. Not only would Josuke be able to heal himself, but I think he'd be able to basically have complete control over matter. If you think about it. Like, to some extent, Crazy Diamond allows manipulation of matter because it allows you to bring things back to their previous form. Can you imagine, like, if there was a Requiem version of that and he could just manipulate matter as much as he wants? That would be ridiculously broken. But it would also make sense. Ah, shit. Predator activity analyzed. Predator increase in Pandrena region. Hey, it's almost as if I came here for a reason, because I knew it would be here. Thank you for telling me. I mean, I was headed that way anyway, but I appreciate the confirmation that I am in fact going the right way. But yeah, can you imagine if Josuke had full manipulation over matter? Like, maybe he could twist it and do whatever he wants with it. Maybe he could even change the protons in an atom to, like, transmute materials. What would be Samus's stand? That's a good one. Maybe a Chozo or something? Yeah. Or maybe just something that will allow her to actually make this jump, because I'm bad at it. Clearly. For a serious answer, though, I'm not sure. Maybe Samus would just be in her Zero suit, and her stand would basically be some kind of warped version of her armor. That could be interesting, like if all of her weapons were in stand form. That could be cool, like a robotic stand. How's that for an answer? Maybe I should use those pillars. But I'm not sure what would be easier. Okay, let's try the pillars, because the floating platform situation isn't doing me very many favors. If I can double jump up this. Well, if that had as much as I thought it would, I'd be able to do it. Why did you collect the stands of defeated foes? Oh yeah, that definitely doesn't exist already. Definitely no stand like that in Part 6, wink wink. You did that on purpose, didn't you? A certain serpentile snake of a pale quality? Yes, not like there's anything that can allow you to steal other people's stands. Nope, not whatsoever. Although I think you mean just slap them all into yourself, because I don't think you can do that. I think it's still one stand per person. But he could just slap it into someone who doesn't have a stand and then make them someone who is his subordinate, and then just gives them a powerful stand. I think that's what his ability allows him to do. Yet I can't do this either. What am I supposed to do here? Maybe there's another way I'm supposed to do this. Maybe I'm overthinking this. That I actually use them at a given moment? Maybe. Like if you're just absorbing them. Maybe if it was more like some of the Castlevania games, huh? Like as Shinoan Order of Ecclesia, when you beat enemies, you can absorb their soul and use some kind of ability of theirs. And then in Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, you sometimes get a shard, which basically does the exact same thing. Gotta be these floating platforms, because the pillars don't even seem close. I almost feel like I should be able to make this, but I can't. Weird. I wonder why I can't. Maybe I need to... Damn. Mega Man Bizarre Adventure? Look cute. Seriously though, I think I may have forgotten too many things for this to be effective. There's a missile there's a missile tank in there for some reason. Actually. Aloft by gas-based propulsion. Oh, but I didn't figure shooting that would do me any good. Something specific that I'm not quite figuring out. I tried to strafe, but it doesn't seem to be doing me any good either. Shit. Doesn't seem to matter my timing either. Wait a minute. Am I making things too complicated? Really? Really? I made things too complicated, guys. I kept trying to do trick jumps, and nope. You just have to go there directly. That was my bad. That was really my bad. Worn and weathered. Are you trying to tell me something? Nope, apparently not. Well, thankfully I've got 39 missiles. This should help me deal with what's coming. Like I said, there's a certain boss that's up ahead where you get the wave beam. You basically need missiles. Because I don't recall anything else hurts it. Like, I think morph ball bombs hurt it, but you basically have to slam into it for that. You're taking a huge risk. It's the only option that doesn't hurt you. By the way, Vegsy, have you ever played Doom 3? Or even seen Doom 3? Is it just me, or do these look very similar to the pinkies from Doom 3? And the funny thing is, I'm pretty sure that Metroid Prime came out first. Came out in 2002. But maybe id Software's got some splaining to do. Or maybe they were just both inspired by the same creature. That's completely unrelated and is not necessarily one copying the other. Ice Parasite. Well, so much for that outer shell. Didn't do you any good, did it? Ah, I see. Have you seen the pinkies? At least? Enough to get my point here? That it looked very similar to that? Like I said, I'm pretty sure Metroid Prime came out pretty comfortably first, so... maybe there was some inspiration there. Hey. Very rude of you. Walking there when I was already here. Look at that. Isn't that nice? The music is nice too, I think. This is a statue depicting the bust of a Chozo philosopher. This statue is flawless. Wow. I knew the scan visor had opinions. It's flawless. Look at those bird people. You'd think a certain someone would be more of a fan of Metroid, given it's all about bird people being the superior. There seems to be a shell of ice encasing a water basin. The water originated from the statue's mouth. The statue's hands seem to be frozen in place. The statue depicting the bust of a Chozo shaman adorns his door. The symbol is carved into the forehead. The translation reads, "To pass my gaze, seek my twin within this room." Okay. Cool. Now what do we do? Okay, several stress fractures of the brimstone object. I think brimstone requires a power bomb, but I'm not sure. I could be wrong on that. I think brimstone means either missile or morph ball bomb. Let's try the one that doesn't require me to sacrifice something first. Okay, that's clearly not it. What about you? Okay, fine, let's try missile. And of course, that's the one. It had to be the one that cost me something that's going to be very vital. Well, wasn't that delightful? So I know there's an artifact in here, but you need the plasma beam. Basically, the very, very hot beam. Oh, look at that. Oh, no, 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 no. Please don't tell me. Please don't tell me. Oh, come on, man. Must it always do this bullshit every single freaking time? Starting to get old, man. Real freaking old. Shit. Ah, damn it. Gotta turn that off. Doesn't want to start back up. Come on. Come on, you bastard. Yes. Crash time. Having fun with this, aren't you? Let's try this again. At least my computer didn't crash this time. Gotta get those little victories wherever you can. Boy howdy, are they coming in smaller and smaller supply. Let's just go ahead and keep it in handheld mode from now on. Let's see if that does a damn bit of good. I'm gonna say probably not, but anything that helps. Maybe. Maybe I'll try doing it in OpenGL instead of Vulkan. Maybe Vulkan is causing something stupid to happen.
Ice Valley.
Can you tell that it has different names in the European version versus the US version? Too bad they couldn't re-record those lines. Would have been nice, is all I'm saying. Just saying. At least I know what to do this time, so I won't be jumping around like an idiot. Well, no more than usual. Yeah, you can tell the game needs to load up again. Yeesh. Talk about a slowdown, huh? You can tell this place is cold because it's actually causing the game to freeze. Nice music, though, don't you think? Isn't this nice music? There we go. Come on. Damn it. Shit. Come on, you bastard. As long as there's music playing, you know it's still working, so that's good. Anyway. Need to turn completely around now. Seriously, that looks like Pinky. That looks like a Pinky with an ice shell. And again, there might be some kind of Himalayan thing connected to this. Like the Yeti. Looks like something that would relate to that. Yeah, we get it. Predator activity analyzed. Predator increase in Pendrena region. Thank you. I was already heading on my way over there, but thank you. Gonna tell me the obvious now. Guys, there might be something here! Anyway. Let's bomb this place. At least the frame rate seems pretty steady. See if that'll actually translate to anything good. I would like to hope so. Well, so far so good. Oh, I see. Gotta go down here. Time you need to break that. Take that out. Something's about to crash, all right. There we go. Darn it. Get me out of here. Thank you. Just a brief puzzle here. Nothing to be concerned about. See, that's the wave beam right there. Everyone wave hi to the wave beam. Hi, wave beam. Well, everybody wave goodbye to the wave beam. Yeah, this is a beginner's trap if you use missiles on them. The boss practically requires missiles, so you really don't want to skip out. You don't want to actually use them. Oh crap. Take this. Come on, you bastard. Hey, you're right, it was a trap. Ah, shit. It used the corpse of its own sibling to trap me up. Clever bastard. Now it's time for the Big Mama to come out. I've been killing babies left and right. You really think the Big Mama is gonna just let that go? This is where the real fight begins. She-Goth, supreme predator of the Pandrena drifts. She-Goths are impervious to most beam weapons. The crystals on their back absorb energy, which they can fire at prey. She-Goths have poor stamina. They hyperventilate after using their breath attack, making their mouth area vulnerable. The soft underbelly of a She-Goth is susceptible to concussive blasts. In battle, they expel blasts of frigid gas to ensnare their targets. They are also fond of ramming and trampling their hapless prey. Yep, this is the Big Mama, and she is looking. She definitely looks a lot more detailed than she did originally. Shit. I'm gonna get greedy. That's gonna be my undoing, isn't it? Don't get greedy. I gotta get close enough that it prompts her to use the ice attack. But not too close. I don't want to actually get hit by it. Okay, I can do two if I'm fast enough. That's good. Just try to ice me. And then just have to catch your breath while you eat some missiles. Sorry, you won't be feasting on me this time, but you'll be having plenty to eat. It's to die for. Oh shit. Don't want to get too close to that big mouth. Otherwise, she'll actually end up eating me. Ah, she got a little stuck there for a second. Hello, She-Goth. Man, that looks cool. I love the design. Is there anything I missed? Okay, I did not miss anything. Good. Take this. Got plenty of missiles. Over half, actually. Oh, crap. I don't want to do that. I'm going to charge up the crystals on its back, and then it'll attack me with it. It'll absorb my energy, just like Android 19. Okay. Bro, where are you even aiming? Where are you even aiming with that? Oh boy. Take this. Jeez, how many missiles is it gonna take to kill you? I guess that answers that, doesn't it? Hey, Jacko. If that's how you pronounce your name, I'm sorry if I'm not doing that correctly. Let's say hello to the wave beam. Bada bing! Bada boom. Wave beam acquired! Use X plus right to switch the wave beam. This weapon can open wave doors. New extras unlocked in the menu. That was fun, wasn't it? But now I think it's time to go with what I usually go with at a time like this. Rushing straight to the next save room before I lose all this progress. Oh boy. Hurry this along, shall we? Well, I didn't give her milk, but I gave her missiles. Is that close enough? They both begin with the... Oh, shit. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This is bad. This is very bad. This is very, very bad. Okay, I can at least see somewhat. Maybe I can make it back to the save room. Shit. The game's breaking. I need to get the hell out of here. Yeah, everything's breaking apart. The game's glitching. I apologize for this. I'm going to try to get to the save room as quickly as I can so it doesn't ruin my progress. And then I'm just going to restart it. Don't worry. This trippiness will only last a little while longer. Hopefully. I just need to get to the save room, and thankfully I know where it is. Well, I have no idea what the hell's happening. This doesn't happen with other programs. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, here we go. Thank you. The game saved. I am free to quit out of the game and restart it. Thank God I made it to the save room. That would have really royally pissed me off if I hadn't made it. Yeah, you're funny. You're real funny. Ha. Stop. Stop the program. Okay, I'm gonna switch out with something else. And hopefully this will run better. Oh boy. Well, at least this is playable, Vegsy. It's not as bad as Arceus. Arceus got to the point where it was unplayable. It would crash so frequently that it was like literally 2 minutes after I started. It was literally unplayable. This, I'm at least able to make progress, so no, I would not compare it to that. And I hope it never gets as bad as that. Because I actually want to finish Metroid Prime. Even though I've technically finished Metroid Prime before, but this is Metroid Prime Remastered. It's different. Maybe. Unfortunately, because it's a different API that I'm switching it to, I'm switching it to OpenGL instead of Vulkan. It has to basically build up all the shaders again. So it might take a hot minute. How's it going, Jacob? Vegsy? Gary? How's everybody doing? While we stare at a black screen. Trust me, it'll be back soon. Hopefully. I know. You're looking at a black screen. Yes, I'm aware of that. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do until it loads. It's in the 600s out of 836, so not too much longer to go. And I saw it hit 666. Yeah, let's just say the game broke, Jacob. I'm not exactly playing this in a native fashion, if you know what I mean. So it's not the most stable thing on planet Earth. Let's just leave it at that. That was trippy, though. Puts the Echo Visor in Prime 2 to shame, doesn't it? Like one of those trippy effects that you used to see all over the place. Anyway, I'm hoping that it'll be more stable now. It probably won't, but hey, we can always hope, can't we? I think we can. Although... You know what? While it's loading... Oh, please don't tell me it's already breaking. That's probably just... pre-rendered video. No comment. I just have to play it in a different fashion. Okay.
Ice Valley.
Moving on. Well, I planned on going back to the Hulk eventually anyway, Vegsy. And Metroid Prime isn't that long of a game. At least not if the game doesn't break every 2 seconds. Oh, jeez. I hope that's just initial stuttering because of shaders and it will stabilize. Because right now it seems to be even more laggy than usual. Trying to switch back and forth. Funny. Don't compare it to that. Pokemon Legends Arceus is just unpolished in general. At least effort was put into this. And yes, I will throw shade at Game Freak, because it seems like they've been phoning it in recently. I don't think this is gonna work. We'll maybe be lucky to get 1 frame a minute. And that's making some assumptions there. That's weird. What I learned is that trying to switch things out doesn't work out so well for me. What in the world? Is it really that much worse? Yeah, that's not making it more stable, that's just making it not want to function. These problems are not as a result of unsavoriness. Focus coming closer, funny. It's weird because it almost looks like it's gonna run smoothly and then it just freezes. Like the game can't decide if it wants to work or not. You know what? This was a mistake. This was a big mistake. Wow, the first-person model doesn't even have properness. You know what? Stop. Well, I learned that was a mistake. Let's switch back. Definitely need to switch back. What the? Just hold on a second. Don't worry, the Hulk will get his time. He just has to be patient. As this isn't wanting to work out for me. Okay, here we go. When it's working, it's not half bad. Problem is, sometimes it'll break. And by sometimes, I mean fairly regularly. Didn't really go trippy like that until now, though. At least not during this stream.
Ice Valley.
I still find it weird. Also, why does the European version have simplified versions of the names? That's kind of weird, isn't it? Ice Valley as opposed to Pandrana Drifts? Did they not want to say a word that sounded a little complex? Yeah, there's some initial slowness with this too, but at least with this, it does soon stable out. For the most part. Until it decides to crash. At least for a while, it's fine. There we go. See, everything's fine. Kinda. Take this. I guess, you weirdo. Only a shame I don't have the plasma beam, huh? Funny. This is kind of the opposite of that, though. Huh. That's kind of a nice touch. In a morbid way, that's kind of a nice touch. Because if you notice, it's very much going into a spasm because I'm hitting it with an electrified blast. Let's see, I think there was a wave beam door around here somewhere. It might have been over there. Or maybe I'm remembering this completely wrong. Which is always a possibility, too. Oh, wait, it's over here. Yep, I did remember it wrong. Okay. I know where I must go. Everything will be fine. Well, probably not really, but I have to at least pretend they'll be fine. For now. Let's see. Wait a minute. Ah, I see. Gotta go up above. Get up there. Take that, you little weirdo. See? Everything's currently working out. At least now I can destroy these immediately. There we go. Overcharges their electrical energy, you see. All these electrical enemies that were giving me trouble before, I can basically just erase them now. Beautiful. And much later on in the game, you'll also get something that allows you to erase the ice enemies too. That's weird.
Recorded to logbook.
Okay. That's weird. Is there a specific place that I'm supposed to shoot this? Maybe I'm doing this wrong. Oh well. This is fine. Out of my way, you sick beast. How do we get up there? I don't remember. Oh boy. All is well. Ow. You jerk. Let me check that again. There has to be something I can do here. Okay, you want to be #1 priority on my list, then fine. You are now the most important thing on my list, which means you get to die. Horrifically. Was it worth it? I guess I'll let you be the judge of that. Frick. Oh, for frick's sake. So annoying. At least you can stun them to some extent. There we go. Take that, you freak. I swear, they were getting so annoying. There we go. Now all the annoying things have been vanquished. Let me read that again, just because I'm pretty sure I'm missing something. You just have a weak spot near its base. Some stalagmites can be dislodged. Why do I get the feeling I need to be up there for that to work? Probably have to shoot it from a high place. What the? You get over there then. Oh. Ah, did you see that? See part of her face. Didn't even notice this. I thought there was a door leading out over here. Okay, everything appears to be in order now. Do not be in so much doubt. Ah, I was right. I had the right idea, but I was doing it from the wrong angle. See, it wants you to be up here. Can't do it from down there. Oh, you gotta be up here, specifically.
Recorded to logbook.
Neat. Ice Shriek Bat. Basically the same thing when you get down to it. The only difference is they're encased in ice. Because that makes a big difference, doesn't it? But seriously, moving on now. Oh, jeez. Take that, you freak. Ugh. Bug goo. Disgusting, isn't it? I wonder how long I've been recording. I can't quite recall. Okay, a minute and 38. An hour and 38 minutes, more or less. So I should extend it since my computer crashing cost a lot of time with this. It's only the right thing. Now then. Gotta remember where to go. Nice. Ah, now I remember. You gotta boost ball this thing. See, look at that. This is where things get quite puzzling. Behold. Then you do it with the other one, and then something very magical happens. I assure you. Get in there. Interesting. Notice how the music changed too. Nice little shift, isn't it? Oh crap, what did I change it to? Oh yeah, that. Everything's perfectly fine now. Who's ready for a watery grave? Anywho. Better be careful here. Oh boy. That sound effect means the water was about to purge again. Luckily, I've already got it. Feeling that's going to lead to a save room. Bingo. My memory has not failed me. At least not this time. Of all the times it has failed me, this is not one of them. There's only one way I won't do the Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction after this. If Hollow Knight's Silk Song releases first. Because if that releases, all bets are off. I'm just being real. I really want to play that one. And unlike this, it won't even just be a remastered or a remake or whatever you want to call this. Wow. Fun. Isn't that just interesting timing after I saved and then it crashes? Fun. Just fun. Fun times right here. Just give me a minute here. Mashing time? Not even close. Not even close, kiddo. You really like the Ultimate Destruction, don't you? I mean, yeah, it's a good game, but I never thought someone would be that into it. I mean, hey, if you're into it, that's cool. I get the feeling you're just memeing on me, though. Time to go back into the fray again. I really need to look at these logs. I know. Hey, I would like for that not to be a thing, but unfortunately, sometimes you can't always get what you want.
Ice Valley.
It's weird because Metroid Dread barely crashed. And again, maybe Metroid Dread wasn't nearly as demanding as this game is. It may be based off of a GameCube game, but clearly the graphics engine is not. What the hell? Okay, now the controls are bugging out for a second there. Luckily, seems to be fine now. Weird. You know, when I first turned this game on, it was running unbelievably well. And I don't think it ever quite got back to that level of smoothness or stableness. At least not consistently. Oh look, it's a space pirate.
Recorded to logbook.
Shadow pirate. Forces trained and equipped for stealth operations. A select group of space pirates have access to sophisticated cloaking technology. This gear drains high levels of power, however, forcing them to rely solely on melee weapons in battle. Use enhanced detection gear when fighting these units. You know, if you have it. There you go, buddy. I'll try to see if I can find any better solutions here. But there might not be anything I can do. I might genuinely not be able to complete this game. Which would be a real shame.
Defeat enemies to unlock doors.
Thanks for the tip. I love the way they're running.
Recorded to logbook.
Space pirates, sentient aggressor species, well trained in weapon and melee combat. Time to do my alternating strategy. Excellent. Working. Take this. They're not that tough. Nice space pirate music though, huh? The doors have been unlocked. Cool. Okay, it's a map room. I was about to say. You have downloaded the map for this area. Cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. Anyway. When it's not crashing, what do you think of it? Well, not crashing and not running slowly. Ah, shit. Got slammed right off, didn't I? I think it looks damn good. For frick's sake. Okay, you gotta destroy it before I get up there. That ought to be better. You know, occasionally I gotta use smarts here. Whatever smarts I actually have. As you can see, all these electrical-based enemies that gave me trouble before are basically instantly killed. Oh, come on. Thank you. Thank God for that. Access to Research Lab Hydra activated. Take this. Ha. There we go. Elevator operational. Please stand into the holograph and all that good crap. I got 32 missiles. I could probably just spam them. Take this, asshole. Nice music, though. Oh yeah, if you destroy it, if you take care of it with the wave beam, it will actually go haywire and start shooting all over the place, which is kind of funny. Probably not as useful since it could probably still hit you. But it looks funny though. Oh jeez. Sure, me getting shot is funny too. Take this. Take this. Neat. If I use one charge shot and one missile, that takes care of them. Oh boy. Take this, asshole. Ah, that's better. Anyone else? Anyone else want to come and get some? Yep, that's what I thought. Ah, you were already dead, weren't you? Take this. When everything's running smoothly, it's great. I love it. Anyway. I don't think setting the resolution down helped with anything, though. Didn't help with performance, and it sure as shit isn't helping with the crashing. So I guess there's no reason to do it, huh? Okay, spatial schematic.
Recorded to logbook.
Encrypted data? Sure. Spiral sector. Cool.
Recorded to logbook.
Those things are expensive. Not to mention being able to run it. Capture it. Isn't that just delightful? I just love that music that plays. It sort of creates a mystique to it. It almost seems to be the time for music. The time for puzzle music. Not time for music, just time for puzzle music. Oh, that's nice. Gotta activate the machine. There we go. Let's just hope everything works out. Come on. Bingo. Check it out, it's a holographic display. And look what's up top. It's the super missile. Not just the missile, the super missile. Ho ho ho. Let's go and get it. Wait a minute. There we go. Perfection. That's better. I know exactly where I want to go next. Save room immediately, please. Thank you. That's better. Anyway, I'm gonna quickly do something. There we go. That looks better, doesn't it? For some reason, it actually ran worse. I think it's because it crashed. I'm pretty sure those were not the same. Those were not correlated. Because it was probably going to happen anyway. And because I'm using a program that translates mouse movements to key presses, sometimes it just breaks. Well, it looked better for a second there. Until it didn't. Until it just blacked out and it became nothing. I guess I should just be grateful that the game held together long enough for me to reach the save room, so... At least the game is being merciful in some ways, wouldn't you say? There has to be something that I can do here, though. Let's see. I can't do it now.
Ice
Real
Valley.
shame. Yes, Ice Valley. Not Pendretta Drifts, just Ice Valley. Let's see. Maybe I should use this. I don't even know anymore. I don't know what would make this game run better. Are you kidding me? Is it already crashing? Did it literally already crash? Getting worse, isn't it? It's actually getting to the level of freaking Legends Arceus. Begsy joked about it, but now it's legitimately getting as bad as that. Come on, now it's... Can't do anything because of this freaking program. It's getting in my way. Come on. Damn program. That's better. Damn. Let's try... that probably wouldn't work anyway. Wait, maybe that's doing something to it. Okay, is it... Oh, no, yeah, it is. I'll try one last time. Crashes again, and that'll just be it. Between streams, I'll try to find a way to make it crash less. If I can't do that, then just like Legends Arceus, it's gonna have to go. Which is a shame because I love Metroid. I don't want to give up on it. You know?
Ice Valley.
I still find it weird that the European version uses very simplistic location names. Like what, they didn't think a European audience could handle Pandrina Drifts? It's called Ice Valley. Not allowed to use proper names over there, or what? At least back in 2002. Maybe they just didn't think it would catch on or something. Ah, crap. Bugging out again. Hopefully it won't stay that way. Come on. Just gotta load, hopefully. Let's at least get the super missile. Super missile acquired. This powerful attack uses 5 missiles, using the power beam press and hold to charge, then press to fire. No extras unlocked in the main menu. That seems a little weird. Check that out.
Recorded to logbook.
Planet Talon 4. That's the planet we're on, actually. Biological paradise prior to the impact of an extraterrestrial object. Yep, a Phazon meteorite. Planet Ormine. Pretty cool, I think. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, Zebus. That was for Super Metroid and the original Metroid. Earthic core, making it ideal for subterranean construction. Inhospitable to most bioforms. Coolio. Let's move on then. Man. It is a nice visual effect. And when you go near that, it actually scrambles your visor. You actually see TV fuzz. Nice. Or at least I think so. Let's just go up the elevator. Try to forget about our worries. But that's impossible around here. Come on. You can usually tell if it's about to crash or not. If the music is still playing, then it's probably just loading. If the music stops, it's probably crashed. That seems to be the way it is. There you go, buddy. Wants to make a stupid Star Wars reference. They fly now? Even though technically they flew before. Flying pirate. Flying pirate. Pirates trained and equipped for airborne assault. Okay. That was confusing because there's no separation for that. So it just says flying pirate pirates. Yes, the pirate pirates. Didn't you know? Didn't you know that they're the flying pirate pirates? Oh boy. They're trying to take me down with them. That is part of their log. It says that they will actually try to take you down with them. They will purposefully steer towards you as they're falling. Ah, 69. Fun, isn't it? Well, so much for that. Space pirates don't want to have fun. See, when it's running well, I'm in my stride. I'm loving this. Just not so much when it's having issues, you know? You might say this is quickly developing into a love-hate relationship. This is where I've been, I'm pretty sure. This is where I need to go. Kinda weird that you have to go through this. Some weird architecture, alright. Oh, what are you gonna do? There we go. Whatever works for you, pal. There we go. You see, there was still sound playing, which means you could tell that it was. And look at that, it's Metroids. The actual title of the game is showing up. Isn't that novel, huh? Gotta love Samus's reaction.
Recorded to logbook.
Talon Metroid, energy-based parasitic predator. Turn these Metroids into a unique subspecies found only on Talon 4. Fortunately, they're vulnerable to more than just the ice beam here. And once they latch on, you gotta use the morph ball bomb still. But you can destroy them with the wave beam. Thankfully. Anyway. Take this, you freak. These guys again. I'm looking for that one. Anywho. It's a nice touch that they're not just set to combat mode by default. They are actually doing something when you arrived. Isn't that a novel concept? They're not just waiting in a monster closet or something for you. They're actually doing something here. There's actually a reason for them to be here. Oh no, not again. Yeah. Until I figure something out for this, I'm gonna try to figure something out between live streams, but if crap like this keeps happening, then it's just gonna be it for Metroid Prime Remastered, unfortunately. It's weird, it's actually switching colors, too. And unfortunately, I can't just book it to the save room, either. It's gonna be like this, it's stuck on this now. I guess we better get used to it. Duration of this video, at least. I doubt that would work. It might actually damage my GPU. What if it damages my GPU? I don't know if it can, but I don't want to risk it. Hold on, I'm actually gonna try something. Probably gonna fail, but you won't know until I try. And it's not doing anything. Not actually doing anything. Yeah, I don't think it's helping. Shit. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, at least that doesn't look nearly as bad. Kinda. Disco mode indeed. Really hope it's not doing anything to my GPU because I'm getting paranoid now. I think you can understand. Oh shit. Where is it? Right over there, I think. There it is. I mean, at least the game is technically playable. Even like this. Wonder if the game actually held up. What would it actually look like? I could, but not software that is opened right now. Actually, let's just see what the Windows Task Manager says about all this. 100% CPU, not really so much GPU. That GPU seems to be on the low side of usage. Well, 56%. Must just be a bug with the program itself. Hopefully that means my GPU isn't destroying itself by doing this. Yeah, come on. There we go. Darn it. Come on. Come on, you asshole. It's actually straining my eyes, though. Just a little bit. It's not full on making my eyes bleed or anything, but it's definitely making my eyes water a little bit. Anyone else? I guess you can say this is unique, if nothing else. Don't really know why I'm going for this. Ah, there we go. That's the one I was looking for. Yeah, you can understand it's even harder to find things when it's like this. Ow. And of course I can't view it from that side, can I? Oh wait, that was the side. There we go. That's the visor. Man, that's psychedelic, isn't it? I can't even read anything. Well, isn't that delightful? Let's see what it actually looks like with this new visor on. Oh, look at that. Oh boy. I want to go with the wave beam. Because at least it'll stun them a little better, I think. Although I should probably try to get out of here rather than fight them. Unless the way out is blocked. It actually looks a little bit better. Oh boy. Oh shit. shit. Okay, it got destroyed. Ah, shit. Yeah, reading that isn't gonna do me any good. Jeez, I can't see a damn thing. At least I can see something like this. Yeah. Fuck. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I can't go through. I wasn't sure about that. Perfect. Okay, there it goes. My energy's low. I can't fight effectively like this. See where I'm going. Very funny. Oh boy, my energy is very low. Almost out of energy. Thought that was a crate, but it wasn't. Well, I guess I'll just die. And the game just completely crashed. I guess it was bound to happen eventually. Well, that's gonna have to be it for Metroid Prime Remastered. If I can't find a fix, then I'll just play The Incredible Hulk next week. Screw it. In the meantime, Morrowind is Monday at 4:30 p.m. Let's Plays at high noon. And then ranking videos, Duke 3D right now is 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can always subscribe and hit that bell icon if you want it. Yeah, don't want to worry about keeping track of time zones and all that. A like and a comment always help, but I just hope you genuinely enjoyed yourself through this train wreck. That is it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. Make sure to spread this video around like darkness, like my soul. And I will see you next time. Now go out there and capitalize on life. Peace out, have a good one, and have a nice and pleasant day. Thanks.